Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is a very significant occasion because we are going to unveil the Michigan State Historic Plaque that will indicate that this, what used to be the Village Hall, is a historic site. And it's appropriate that it should happen now that we are celebrating Berkeley's 100 years as a village. So we have several people who are going to help us with this. I will introduce them. Right to my immediate right is our current mayor, Bridget Dean. Then we have an honored guest, State Historical Commissioner Robin Terry. Let's see, Natalie, there she is, Natalie Price, who's our state representative. And then
Regina Weiss.
Oh, Regina Weiss, I didn't see you, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm glad you came, thank you.
The other state representative.
Okay. And Dale Carlson is going to tell you something about the process and then unveil the plaque. So first, I wonder if, Robin, if you could say a few words?
Sure, I'm happy to.
Well, first and foremost, just thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. What a warm community. I did not know when I was making my way here that I was going to come here to learn about my own family's history. So Dale actually wrote a book about an architect who designed one of our family homes. So thank you for being so welcoming to me and for allowing the commission to play another part in this really important day. So with that, on behalf of the Michigan Historical Commission, the Michigan History Center, and our parent agency, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources, we just want to congratulate you on the historical marker today. You are joining a community of over 1,700 organizations who have documented their Michigan history through the historical markers. So we thank you for caring about the history. We thank you for preserving it. We thank you for doing the research to make sure that future generations would know about the significance of this space. So thank you again for allowing me to participate, and I'll keep us moving.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, and now Mayor Dean, if you could say a few words.
I sure could. Good afternoon. It's, in spite of the rain, it's great to be here with all of you today, officially celebrating Berkeley's 100th anniversary. I am Bridget Dean, and it is my absolute pleasure and privilege to be the mayor of our amazing city, especially at this very important historical moment. I first want to thank Susan Richardson, Jeffrey Tong, the Berkeley Historical Committee, and the many, many volunteers for not only organizing this event today, but for your hard work all year long, because it really does take all of your efforts to keep us moving forward, to honor where we've come from and where we're going. And it also allows us to look back in a meaningful way. So much appreciation for everything that you do all year long. As you may know, Berkeley became a village on October 8th, 1923, and then a city 10 years later. And just, a little personal quirk of mine, I'm always like, on 3 or after 3, on village or on, I'm always kind of, So officially, it's village. And I'm rolling with that today. So while our opportunities and challenges have changed over time, some things don't change. And one of the things that I believe has stayed the same is the incredible passion that we have, we being the city, our residents, everyone gathered here today, but as a community, we have passion for Berkeley. And that fuels us, sustains us. We search for ways to make our community better because we love it so much and we believe in it so much. And I'm very grateful to be part of that. I want to thank, again, the countless residents and volunteers for all your work for today. I would be remiss if I did not mention Mayor Maybelle Frazier and resident Shirley McClellan, God be good to her. Both were committed to keeping Berkeley's history alive, and I applaud their efforts and wish that they could be with us today. But unfortunately, they cannot. So thank you all again for joining us for this historical occasion and for being an important fabric of the community of Berkeley. Thank you.
And thank you, Mayor Dean, because we could not do what we do without the support of the council. And I neglect to mention Council Member Steve Baker, who is our committee liaison and has always been very helpful to us. Next, I'd like to call upon, and I'm doing this alphabetically, Natalie Price, one of our 2 state representatives. Little Berkeley, with redistricting, gets 2 state reps. Who would have thought? So, Natalie.
Thank you so much for inviting me to join 100 Years of Berkeley. Very grateful to be here and be a part of it. So I'm Natalie Price. Before becoming a state representative, I served on Berkeley City Council. My family moved to our first Berkeley home back in 2015, and now we're in our second Berkeley home, just half a mile away from our first. We decided so early on once we moved here that this was the place we wanted to raise our kids, where we wanted them to grow. The closeness of the community, the way that people care about each other and look out for each other is so important to my family and to, I think, all of us. The we care resonates in really profound ways. While I was serving on council, I didn't have the honor of serving on the historical committee, and the historical committee made us so aware constantly of everything that was going on, inviting us to events, letting us know about the new mug to celebrate, or how we could learn more about the city that we were representing. So grateful for the work, keeping that spirit alive, reminding us of where we come from and showing us a path forward as a city. I will pass it along to our other state representative, Regina Weiss.
Thank you, Natalie. And thank you everyone so much for being here. I will be really brief because I think Natalie summed it up really well. But it has been my pleasure to serve the community of Berkeley as a state representative. I was the first elected in 2020, so I've been serving the city of Berkeley since 2021. And I am very excited. Every time we get to unveil a historical marker is a very exciting moment because this is a big deal. You know, we put these around the state in order to mark either moments in history or physical locations where something really important happens, something that we want to make sure that future generations never forget. And so it's very exciting to have a historical marker here in Berkeley, especially right here at the Berkeley Historical Museum, where so many of the volunteers now and in the past and into the future have worked to preserve the history of Berkeley. So I'm glad you all came on this very rainy day to mark this moment, and looking forward to seeing it soon. Thank you.
And now Dale Carlson, whom I have to give credit for, well, I don't know if I want to say masterminding, but the driving force behind, he was relentless, I have to say, in getting this historical marker to, for this event to happen. So now I would like to turn it over to him.
Thank you, Sue. Greetings, Berkeley residents, friends, and colleagues. My name is Dale Carlson, and I'm the Secretary of the Berkeley Historical Committee. Thanks to all of you for being here today to witness the unveiling of Berkeley's second official State of Michigan historical marker, commemorating the near century of service of one of our community's most culturally and architecturally significant landmarks. I was entrusted with the responsibility of leading the project to acquire this marker on behalf of the Berkeley Historical Committee and the Berkeley community in general. and I thank my fellow community members for their faith in my ability to get the job done properly. This has been a largely collaborative project, though, and I would now like to thank, by name and department, the people who contributed to this effort. First, and possibly most important, the leadership and staff of the Berkley Public Works Department, who very generously donated to the Berkley Historical Committee in 2020 the prior generation of Berkley street signs, allowing us to run the super successful fundraiser that produced the income with which this marker was purchased. To these Public Works employees, I say, we can't thank you enough. And now my colleagues who serve with me on the Berkley Historical Committee, who voted yes on spending the dollars necessary to procure this marker. Our chairperson, Susan Richardson, Vice Chairperson Jeffrey Tong, our treasurer, Juanita Mathis, who's not here with us today, unfortunately. And we don't have to clap for all the rest, but we also have Shirley Hansen, MC Mueller, Glenn Rubright. She's here, isn't she? She might be inside. Kathy Schmeling, Don Callahan, Rachel Patterson, Stephen Patterson's with the camera around here. There he is. Kyle Grimm, I don't think he made it today. Dorothy Banoon, she didn't either. Clarence Black, is that your wife, Clarence? Yes, it is. And Clarence's wife. And a couple former members who also voted but don't serve on the committee anymore, Katie Shara Araki and Jason Cawley. And of course, the Historical Committee's City Council liaison, Steve Baker. And finally, thank you to City Manager Matt Baumgarten, who signed the historical marker application paperwork on behalf of the city, and Berkley Facilities Manager Alex Brown, who personally repainted these lovely white walls behind us in preparation for our big unveiling, and along with his staff, mounted our lovely new marker on Thursday morning earlier this week. After we're done here, in just a moment, please join us inside for the unveiling of our 100th anniversary time capsule embedded in the walls of the museum, and also our complimentary celebratory cupcakes. And now, without further ado, Berkley Mayor Bridget Dean and I reveal to you the brand spanking new Berkley Village Hall and Fire Police Station's official State of Michigan historical marker. Let's get some of the ringleaders in here to get a photo. Susan, Bridget, Regina, Natalie, Miss Terry. Steve, why not? Jeffrey, I think you should be in here too, actually, quite honestly. I wish we had Juanita here with us, but that's all right. Yeah, squeezing real close. Cheese.
Just a quick word about the time capsule. I know a lot of people think time capsules are always buried. However, I've been to the opening of several buried time capsules, and what we find out is everything is always soaking wet. So I was talking to Matt Church at the library and found out that the time capsule at the library is in the wall. That wall behind the fireplace. So that gave us the idea. And the nice thing is, if there's construction or something, it can always be moved again. So if the mayor would remove the covering. And if you look in there, you can see the time capsule.
I can see it. Yes.
And finally, you're all invited back because it says it's going to be opened on October 14th, 2123.
All right,
we are
expecting,
put it on your calendar, we're expecting all of you.